Video I'm going to be comparing the Paranormal Activity franchise to the Evil Dead franchise. Now, I haven't actually seen any of these movies. I am just going to be talking about things I've heard about these movies because I haven't actually seen any of them. When it comes to the highest score for each franchise, in the case of Evil Dead 2 has the highest score of 88%. The case of Paranormal Activity, easily the highest score is for 83% for the first Paranormal Activity movie. Then we look at lowest score in the case of Paranormal Activity. Both the fifth film along with Ghost Dimension only have a 15%. When you look at Evil Dead, lowest score is a 63% for the 2013 film. That's a good sign when the lowest rated movie in your franchise is still fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. When we look at average score, Evil Dead is an average of 78, Paranormal Activity has only an average of 41, so Evil Dead wins again. And then when you look at gap between lowest and highest score, you have a gap of 68 in the case of Paranormal Activity, and you have a gap of 25 in the case of Evil Dead. So Evil Dead wins this round, meaning that it's won every round so far, so it's going to win this debate already. And in this case, I don't think it's actually very difficult at all to determine which franchise is better. I think it's pretty obvious right away that Evil Dead is just better. It seems to me that these movies do a good job of delivering the kind of experience that fans want. They deliver the kind of things that people like these movies want to see. Whereas Paranormal Activity, it just feels like, oh, they're just generic ghost movies that aren't really very interesting or very memorable. So they're just rather bland and forgettable. So I don't think anyone's really talking about Paranormal Activity anymore. Whereas of Evil Dead, a new movie came out just within the last few years, Evil Dead Rise. I think that actually came out last year, if I remember right. And it was actually really well received. So people are actually talking about Evil Dead. It still actually is relevant, whereas I don't think Paranormal Activity is relevant anymore at all. It's just something that a lot of people have forgotten about because they didn't really leave much of a mark or an impact. It's like there's a lot of jump scares, Paranormal Activity movies, a lot of people not believing in ghosts even when there's video proof of it, the ghosts taking their sweet time to show themselves. So it's just not very interesting, honestly. That'll wrap things up for this video. I certainly don't have as much to say here compared to other videos I've done.